right, welcome back. So in this video, I'm just going to be talking a bit about the domain name and some important points related to it before we actually go on and buy the domain name. So what I've decided to do is just quickly, the three things that we saw in the last video, we'll quickly go through them, address the important points, and that is the time that we'll start actually buying these things, okay? So of course, like we saw, domain is nothing but the address of the website, the thing that you type in the URL bar, www.yourbusinessname.com. So having said that, that is also going to be the name of your business, okay? For example, Amazon.com is the address of the website, so that is the domain name, but Amazon at the same time is also the name of Amazon's business, right? So that's how things are going to be. So you'll have to be careful about this, that when you choose the address of your website, that also is the name of your business. Now, the best part about having a photography business is that most of the times it's absolutely fine to just let it be your personal name. So for example, kushsharma.com, if that domain is available, I can definitely go ahead with that also. Okay, now usually a lot of people have common names, right? A common first name and a common surname. So just your name and surname.com may not be available, right? In that case, you can also add photography.com. So I can say kushsharmaphotography.com. So that the chances of that being available obviously increase. In fact, when I started off in 2013, my Creative Pad Media was actually called kushsharmaphotography.com, and as my business grew and evolved, I actually changed my name because of the domain name and the name of my business because of a lot of reasons. So you can also do that. It's not like you're always going to be stuck with your domain name. It is possible to change the domain name also. It just does require a bit of a technical process. It's not a big deal. You can easily find a freelancer later on to do that. So not a very big deal, though it's always good to give this a thought, and I'll be just in some moments from now, I'll be showing you one tool also, which will just help you get some ideas for the name or the domain name of your business. There are going to be different extensions available. This is a common doubt amongst beginners, that does it always have to be .com? Well, I'll give you my honest advice. This is one scenario when you talk about this. There's a lot of disagreements, there's a lot of agreements. First of all, let me tell you something which is totally objective, okay, which is not, in the realm of debates, which is it does not matter from a functioning point of view, how your website functions. It does not matter what extension you have. So it can be kushsharmaphotography.org or kushsharmaphotography.com or .biz. Absolutely, it won't affect the way your website functions. Absolutely, it'll be the same. There's not a problem. The only part where a bit of debate can come into play is that .com is slightly preferred only because ever since we have been in this whole internet world, people are just very familiar with .com. Now, the thing where this becomes just very slightly important, okay, and I say very slightly, is that let's say you become popular and you start handing out your cards and all. A lot of times, people might think, okay, this person has a website, so I'm going to go to Kush Sharma Photography, and it might actually be .org, but they might actually type kushsharmaphotography.com just out of habit. Okay, so in that case, maybe sometimes the .com one is preferable because most people just associate a website with .com. Having said that, this was a valid debate up till 2016, 15. After that, people have just got used to the different extensions. I don't think it's such a big deal, because where these different extensions can really help you is what I just mentioned before, that if the name is already taken and if your name is common, there's a good chance that the .com version might have been taken, because this goes away the first, okay? So if you can find .com, nothing like it. But let's say that in that case, you don't want to change the name, but you'll be able to use the same name, but let's say with a different extension. Otherwise, you'll have to think of a different name for if you only want to go for .com. Both approaches are fine. You can absolutely take any approach, okay? It just won't affect the way your website works at all, right? So there are different extensions available. Feel free to choose. I would just say start off with .com, okay? And I'll again talk about this when we're actually buying our domain name also. And finally, this has to be purchased. So the website that we will be using this is called Namecheap. I'm just going to be showing you that in some moments from now. But basically, domain name is hardly any cost. I don't really treat it as a cost, because what you're going to find out is this is going to be like $10 an year. Okay, so like you just pay once $10 for the whole of year. So it's literally, I don't consider this as a cost. It's absolutely negligible. Having said that, it has to be purchased and it has to be renewed every year, but it's very, very cheap. So let's see the website that we will be purchasing ultimately our domain name from. All right, so this is the website that I use, which is called namecheap.com. I've been using this website to buy my domain names since 2012, and I think I have purchased over 100 domain names from this website. They just do the job very well, and all you have to do is write your domain name here, click on search, and then you're going to buy it. And I'm going to be showing you how to do that once we start building our dummy website. Okay, right now, just to explain you what the domain name is, what are the important points, and what is the service that we will be using. Okay, otherwise there you must have heard of other websites like GoDaddy. All those, they do the same thing. Okay, so you can literally use any website, doesn't matter. I've always used Namecheap. It's very popular and it works well. Okay, secondly, if you just want to get some ideas about your names for your business, okay, let's say you don't want to choose your personal name and you want to have a brandable name, like a normal name of a business. Especially in that case, you can use this website called businessnamegenerator.com. I use them a lot, and just type in any keywords here, like for example, even photography, and just click on generate, and it'll show you a lot of different combinations and permutations of different words that you can use for your business. Okay, you can even filter the search according to the industry, the names, and all these things. A good way is to just write 2-3 words here, any keyword that you have in your mind, and then click on generate. It'll try to just give you its own suggestions. Sometimes you can even do a mix of the different ones and combine the different outcomes that you're seeing here to form your own outcome. Just expand your business name vocabulary that way. So you can definitely use this. You'll find the link in the next lecture to this tool. But right now, I'm going to see you in the next video where we'll just be talking more about hosting also.